Do you like chickens? Of course you do. Why else would you have clicked on this video? Stay tuned and I'm going to show you how I built our brooder box to turn these cute, fuzzy little things into these fierce, food-producing animals. Alright, before we get into how I built this thing, a few things that I have to announce. If you've been following along, if you're subscribed to the channel, you know that I had surgery a few months back. This is the first video that I've posted in almost 4 months. If you can tell by my voice, that's why. I had neck surgery. I've got vocal cord paralysis. By doing the surgery, they damaged the nerves, which has kind of messed up my vocal cords, which is why I sound so hoarse. I tried to wait it out. I tried to get my voice recovered before I did anything. It's taken way too long, so whatever. Hopefully you guys can understand everything. Okay, I'm trying to talk as good as I can. So that is that. Now, if you didn't know that I had surgery and you've not been following along, it might be because you're not subscribed to the channel. I took a look at my analytics the other day, and that's not surprising because 98% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel. So, if you like this content, if you like the video or any other videos that are on the channel, hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel out a whole lot, and it's free, and it's nice of you, and all those things. It takes less than a second. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you like everything. That would be greatly appreciated. With that out of the way, let's get into how I built this thing. You might be wondering why I just put linoleum flooring inside of this thing. Well, there's 3 reasons why I did that. The first reason is this whole structure is a temporary structure. I built it to be temporary because I didn't want Big Brother to come and assess my property and make me pay more taxes because I have another permanent structure a new permanent structure on the property. So it's temporary. And since it's temporary, there's no concrete, there's no flooring, it's gravel flooring. Because it's gravel flooring, the moisture from the outside actually does somewhat wick in to the inside. It's not crazy, it's not extreme, it's not saturated, but this gravel does stay somewhat moist. So I put this down to create a barrier between the ground and the sawdust that we end up filling this thing with. So that'll keep the sawdust from possibly wicking up some of that moisture and just keeping it dry, which in turn will keep the chicks warmer. The other reason is because it will be easier to clean. Once we, pull the chicks out, we may end up using this area for a hen that is sick. It's got something wrong with her, so we can put her in here and she's got plenty of room and still be able to get to the outside. You can kind of see this door that I cut in earlier. You'll see more of that later on. But this will be an area where we can keep a sick chicken if we need to. And we wanted to make it as easy as possible to clean out because obviously anything wrong with that chicken, you don't want it in here. So once we pull her out, we can just kind of get all the litter and everything out and then hose it or spray it down with whatever to kill any bacteria. The third reason is pest and predator control. So if I would have just left this and dumped sawdust, straight on the floor, potentially mice and snake could have burrowed underneath this framing right here. It's just off the ground. Again, it's not treated, so I didn't want it to touch the ground. But it's just off the ground, so mice and snakes could potentially have burrowed underneath and got to the feed or the chicks themselves. So we wanted to alleviate that. So that also helps with predator control. But you know what? It is lunchtime, not really for me, but for the girls on the other side. So let's feed them a little snack. All right, as mentioned, it is lunchtime for these ladies, and that means it's also sponsorship time. That's right, I gotta pay some bills. Introducing Grub Terra. So really, these girls, our girls love these things. They're black soldier fly larvae from Grub Terra. They have 75% more calcium than mealworms, 34% protein, and 32% crude fat. They are super good for your chickens, your reptiles, whatever weird pets or animals you might have. Super good company to deal with. And they have a really great product that these girls go crazy over. Every time they hear the bag, they just go nuts. If you want to try these out, you can get 10% off if you go to grubterra.com. Use discount code TheHiddenHomestead to receive 10% off of your order, and let them know that we sent you. Good stuff. Check them out if you got chickens. Awesome people to deal with. I love these. I don't love them. They love them, which means I guess I do love them. Grub Terra. Super good stuff. let's go finish these up in the workshop. We're going to go over the what and the why of this brooder box, because this whole area that I'm in right now is pretty small. It is confined, So it was hard to set up many shots. My big dumb head probably got in the way of most of them. And the lighting isn't the best in here. I thought about bringing in some lights, but again, they were just going to be in the way. So this is a confined area. It is an 8x8 storage area in front of the coop itself. This area is the raised coop, and this is part of the lower run or the pen that they hang out in most of the time. I did a walkthrough video of the what and the why for this. You can check that out right here if you're interested. But as far as setting up the shots, it's just, I know it was congested in here, so you probably couldn't really tell what I was doing. So let's walk through this thing. So first, with the top, just raise it open. I just have a latch up at the top to hold it in place. One of the last things that you've seen me put on was this 2x4. And it's nothing fancy. I just have screws every, I think, 6 inches up this 2x4. And what that allows me to do is to adjust this light in different increments depending on how old the chicks are, or how big they are, or how much heat I want it to transfer into the brooder. I did the screws because that just ensures that this light doesn't slide or fall off and burn my chicks or catch everything on fire. So that's what this is for. Again, pretty simple. It just allows me to go up and down. Now in the middle here, I put in a couple of slats, and basically it is a divider board. The reason I put that divider board in there is twofold. One, when they're smaller, when they're young, you want to keep them kind of confined, so they're over here by their food and the light, the heat source. So that'll keep them from wandering too far over, and if you got a dumb chick, they might not come back. I don't know. Some of them are pretty dumb. But, so that's just going to keep them in a more confined area. The second reason for having this divider in here is if we have a hen that is broody, we can put her in here, and we might not need the light, we might not need the brooder plate, the warmer plate. She will actually help keep the chicks warm and safe and kind of teach them from a young age, like kind of naturally. But I think we can all agree that all mothers need a break from their children at some point. So because this divider isn't that tall, it allows her to jump over, but it keeps the chicks from going over to the other side. What that allows is for her to jump over and go to this side of the brooder, the brood box, and escape out of the door. We have a sectioned off in the pen to keep her separate and the other chickens from adventuring into here. But that allows her to still go outside if she wants, and then she can come back in here whenever she's ready and wants to be around her children again. So that's the two reasons for the divider itself. Now, once the chicks get a little older, they're going to want to start roosting. And if you can see back here, you remember me putting these blocks in. What that allows me to do is take the light out, because by the time they get to where they're ready to roost, they're going to have feathers. They're probably not going to need this. Maybe it's right before we introduce them to the main flock, but they're going to want to start roosting. So these blocks allow me just to take a 2x4, lay it in the notch, and then they got a place to roost. We can take everything out, we can keep their feet in here, but they got a place to roost if they want to jump up here. So, and then it can be taken out real quick and easy. It keeps it secure. So that's good. Once this goes in, this divider will come out, and that door will keep it closed in the night, and then open it up in the morning. And that way the chicks can get in and out and start to acquaint themselves with the rest of the flock, but still have a fence in between them. That way there's no scuffles, premature scuffles, I guess, and then we'll introduce them. Speaking of introducing them, in the past we've had really good results with introducing our chicks, our young ones, at night while the other hens are actually roosting. So we'll come out here like 10 or 11 o'clock at night and then actually place them in on the roost beside and in with the rest of the chickens inside the main coop. We've had pretty good luck with that, so if you're having problems introducing your chicks, give that a try. That's gone pretty good for us. That's really about it for this brood box. It's pretty basic in design. We just wanted something here, next to the coop where all their feed is, where everything is together and consolidated. And what this will also allow us to do if we don't have chicks in here, if we have a sick chicken, this will allow us, like I had mentioned before, this will allow us to put the sick chicken in here, monitor her in here by herself, and then it also gives her access to outside, to be outside in the run, but still separated from the other chickens. So, hopefully you liked this video. Hopefully you got something out of it. If you did, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the down arrow, down thumb button. Hit the dislike button, and then leave a comment below why you didn't like this video. Or if you wanted to be a super cool guy or gal, you could leave a comment anyway. That helps out the channel. Speaking of which, hit that subscribe button and then the little bell icon so you get notifications on whenever I put out other videos. That would be super rad of you. Gotta thank the Patreons. They're super awesome. Check that out if you're interested. Thank you to my Patreons. I love you guys. And until next time, take care.